played Vikings on this before. Unstable does play a mean... sorry, not Unstable. Who was it who was playing Vikings? It was Andy Lendy who was kind of branching out a little bit further and does play on this map very strongly.
The Sun King here is still going to be one of the more popular heroes. ETC, of course, and then Falstad. Well, everything's standard
Careful
so far.
of that Arcane Punisher, Keltas. He has it out for you. We saw that earlier today. If you've tuned in, Arcane Punisher just taking Keltas from 50 to 0 with his lasers.
Arcane Mage counters Fire Mage. Great stuff. All right. Well.
Falstad, ETC, and now Virtus.Pro.
That was pretty hilarious, actually, in fact.
The
kind of lost it, didn't we?
Funniest moment today.
Time for Uther, Jaina. What do you guys think? Double Mage, he's not nearly as popular as he used to be.
It's Virtus.Pro, they should take Tassadar again.
Tassadar, yeah, never change a winning team. I mean, you should always stick to your guns.
Actually, I don't even know why they went Keltas. They should have just opened Tassadar and secured the win.
First pick.
From the first pick.
Oh, it didn't get taken away, so they can take it now. Uther's 1.
Yeah.
Will they go Tassadar? Do they know themselves as we think we do?
Probably not.
No. Of course, Murden is also a very good choice.
But then they were both the Power of Dreams heroes.
Yeah.
And he lost with one and one with the other.
So
we're reading into very minor things here. But you're right. They did look good with Tassadar. They've always looked good with Tassadar. They've always had it as almost a linchpin, even when it wasn't that meta, actually, as you mentioned before.
I think Sylvanas is pretty okay too. We saw this a lot coming from Team Liquid actually, going for both Kael'thas and Sylvanas, doing a lot of spreading damage.
But usually you save it for last, right?
Yeah.
Or Vikings before the next ban phase.
And it's gonna be Murden.
Rip. Sorry guys, GG, it's over.
Both dwarves in the Heroes of the Storm roster very contested today.
Maybe someone else will play Murden and we still have Power of Dream.
It's time for
Tassadar.
a crazy pick, guys. I'm just feeling it.
Yeah. Time for a crazy
Cho'Gall?
one.
First the ban.
That's kind of crazy.
Don't ban Cho'Gall, please.
Actually, they can maybe keep it for last here. So Fnatic don't necessarily have to pick it now.
We've done really well on the Cho'Gall count. We saw it once today and it was a troll.
The Vikings,
Well, see, I mean, like, it's a good map for Virtus.Pro with Vikings. They have ran it before, so important to take it away. If they were going to take it, they had to take it on that third pick, but they didn't.
So Virtus.Pro maybe banning Jaina here. Falstad was taken already, Kael'thas. Jaina's the third most popular assassin. They both already have one of the best warriors.
Or TRL, if they're afraid of playing against something like a TRL.
Yeah.
He has power on this map.
Yeah,
He can't steal off.
He has power on any map.
I thought Fnatic was going to remove Tyrael, considering you know, the comp they have so far, but it's going to be Virtus.Pro. Good call, Todd.
Hey, very good one.
All right, who's it time for, Grubby?
Do they want... I don't think they need Kharazim yet. Kharazim, Uther, we haven't really seen it that much together.
Tassadar themselves?
Yeah, that would be smart.
That would be smart, yeah.
Tassadar and Jaina would be quite okay picks here.
Yeah, they can save the healer for last year for sure.
Yeah.
Tassadar does a really good job, like, when it comes to even cleaning up the shrines himself. You know, actually having the storms there available.
Actually, it feels like Fnatic, if they go for the healer now in one of these two picks, they're saving something special for last, maybe.
Yeah.
Because Uther's already gone, unless we want to see some weird Virtus.Pro Kharazim damage build.
More or less.
She definitely has power.
Sonya, of course, never to be forgotten.
Yeah.
Got taken here by Fnatic.
Gonna be coming out.
That would even make more sense for Tassadar right now because they're just such a great duo.
Not that many stuns yet from Fnatic. They do have ETC, they have the Ancient Spear. Do they want another warrior yet? It's gonna be Tassadar. Good pick. Very good pick.
Yeah.
Virtus.Pro just lost, didn't they? Not getting their own Tassadar here.
Cho'Gall would be pretty good now, actually.
We keep finding ourselves in this position.
It could work!
Eventually they're gonna pick it, and we're gonna look like geniuses.
Actually, of all the teams, Virtus.Pro, not really too bad. And
there aren't that many stuns.
No, because we mentioned it.
Come on, guys. Let's go.
I mean, they don't have the greatest crowd control. They don't have a lot of percentage damage or strong single target damage.
That's a really good point.
Could also be Thrall. Thrall, pretty solid here. Interrupt Mosh Pit, great engage on Falstad, remove Sonya for a bit.
Yeah.
Don't you think that
Yes.
you need to have practiced struggle so much to
Yes.
pull it
Yeah.
out in a...
It's almost like it takes an unfair amount of time of
Yeah.
your practice, maybe. That's a
And
really
then
good point.
if you practice struggle a lot and then it ends up not being viable,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
that you've wasted a lot
For
of time.
such
so I think,
a small situation.
yeah, a lot of teams.
Haha!
That's actually
By the way.
the most powerful argument against it.
Yeah.
And
a lot of teams I think didn't practice
You know
it,
what?
so-
Arena would actually be good here as well. I mean, it did a lot of
Yeah.
work last time. You still have a Sonya and an ETC in the enemy lineup. Yeah. So
Well done,
Free
Kendrick.
Rainer out of 3 games here from Virtus.Pro. They love their Rainer, apparently.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Did they go a full support? I mean, here, Tassadar alone is a little...
Karazim,
Yeah.
Malf, both quite possible.
Malph's good on this map.
I think Karazim makes sense here.
I love
Seems
how like
good.
Rhaegar is not even like an option anymore.
Sadly, though.
Unless you're in China.
They look like Karazim, of course.
They love him. So, yep, will be
Such a
Karazim.
wonderful hero, too.
Rhaegar would actually be pretty good here. But, you know. I mean, sorry, Rhaegar. But,
Would he? No.
well, he would be good like in terms of his kit, but just his power is a little bit below Karazim.
Define good. No, yeah. I mean, Rhaegar
Not bad.
struggled. Yeah,
Yeah. All right,
yeah.
so
He struggled a lot more.
quite solid comps from both sides. Two
We got this,
frontliners,
boys.
two backliners support.
It's very
Gonna be-
usual comps overall, actually. Now looking at it, considering.
Winner will be facing Team Liquid to be able to go to the next day a little bit quicker, get their rest in,
Yeah.
win that battle of endurance, not having to show as many strats. Loser will be playing the full night. There's 2 more best of 3s coming after this. This is the decider, very important game here. As Fnatic and Virtus.Pro are going head to head.
Now, Virtus.Pro, they have to keep the momentum. If they play as focused and as crisp as in the previous one, I think they can pull it off here. Although Infernal Shrines is a very different map to Tomb of the Spider Queen. It's a little bit more static. You don't have to run to certain locations to turn your objective, but it's a little bit more RNG as well. So not only where the shrine is going to spawn, but also what kind of Punisher it's going to be. So I think Fnatic is still not out of this.
Fnatic's surely got to feel comfortable on this map. I mean, it must have been their choice going into this, having lost the previous one. And realistically, when you choose a map like this, which it can potentially be snowballing, it can potentially go awry in the earlier stages of the game, you've got to have some confidence about it. And looking down the roster that they have, it looks extremely solid.
It looks like they have a little bit more control.
Yes.
Gust of wind, force wall, and to a degree mosh pit as well. Whereas on the other side, it's more like a bruising composition. In and out, but not really much control. Just rooting people, stunning people, that's it. But the mobility is on is on Fnatic's side.
All right, well, we are going to be getting into game number 3 here to decide who is moving on to the winner's match to play against Team Liquid as we jump into Infernal Shrines between Virtus.Pro and Fnatic. So take it away, Todd and Kendrick.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kalaris. And this is going to be the last match of this series. Infernal Shrines is the map. Sevkaya here for Virtus.Pro on the Rainer. And just like in the last map, unstable here, rocking the Uther. And then we have Arthas, played by BKB, Andy Landy here on the Kel'Thas, and Power of Dreams on the little feisty dwarf. And on the other side, we see Mene here on the Tassadar this time. Quacknix on the Birdie. And on the top lane, we see Smexy, Style, and Breeze on ETC and Karazim. And in the very bottom, it's none other than Shad on his trusty little Sonya.
Yeah, it seems like Quacknix, he always knew that Fastad was going to become top tier, so he's been practicing it for a long time. And Fastad definitely been doing pretty well overall.
Yeah.
Everybody's using the same skin, though.
Right. I mean, what happened to good old Master Falstad? You know, rocking the Mohawk?
He fell out of fashion, man.
Yeah, really, it's a sad story. Anyway, we're not going to argue about haircuts and mounts. We're going to focus on the action here that's going on right now. And Virtus.Pro pulling a lot of pressure here in the middle.
Sonya taking a bit of time before picking her talent here. What are you thinking?
There may actually still be a debate going on in the voice communication, whether they need survivability in terms of Warpaint, or if they need additional Fury to unleash more damage. So very interesting to observe that. Good,
I think they need Fury.
Good point. I think so too. I think Tassadar and Karazim offer enough healing.
Oh, shit. It's chased by 4 players.
He's so indecisive. He probably was still busy thinking what talent to pick here and got ganked already.
Yeah,
in the meantime,
stayed out
though,
of range. Is there going to be a rotation top? No, so far they're just going to regroup mid.
Really nice damage here. Getting
Wow.
the first... Oh, not entirely.
They're gonna get it soon.
Just pulling back. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. Many here. Tassadar, probably one of the strongest solo laners, by the
Yeah.
way. Even against the majority of enemies, he still has great wave clear, great survivability, so he can usually be a very safe hero to be put in mid lane. And still no level 1 talent. What is going on here? Did Shad actually fall asleep? We don't know.
No, he's waiting. I'm quite glad we're seeing an Altas, actually. Like, I was wondering that that was going to happen at all. And BKB's proved in the past that they can be really good with it. The question always remains when you see an Altas.
Yeah.
Syndra
Great
goes
damage
out,
here
of the
on
dead.
Andy Landy here. His position was scouted by the Oracle from Mene. And you know, Uther, he's quite mana hungry when he has to use Holy Light all too often in the early game. Normally you want to just use Holy Radiance because it's a lot less mana hungry and mana intense. But man.
When we saw Altas earlier, it was Army of the Dead, no Syndra goes out.
Yeah.
We'll see
Now
this
we
time
actually
around.
have Warpaint, so they went for survivability after all. Focus attack at level 4 for Sonya. Very nice. And a very defensive build here coming from Tassadar once more, so it's definitely going to be the infamous Force Wall build. Both teams now trying to contest the first Shrine. Shrimple.
23 to 15 right now. Definitely pretty close. They're going to be jumping right in there. Virtus.Pro trying to go straight away for the fight.
Really, really nice here. Good damage from the Living Bomb here, but it wasn't enough. Both teams, you know, they're licking their wounds, trying to get back to the Health Fountain to, you know, take care of their wounds.
Round 2.
Yeah, round 2 has begun indeed. Both teams fairly close in terms of Guardians that they killed, 29 to 22 right now. Both teams actually have decent amount of AoE, which is ever so important on this map. But
Sevka pushed them back here.
Oh, there was the first kill against Karzim, and Virtus.Pro, they are once again looking very strong. Arthas, BKB, such a great zoning tool. He has not only the Howling Blast to root enemies, but the Frozen Tempest. It's really hard to run away from an Arthas when he sticks close to you.
Didn't quite have the Howling Blast, though, to follow up and get another takedown here. He would have loved to, but that's going to be a first Punisher, a Frozen Punisher as well. I heard it's Grubby's favorite. He's going to be getting right in there.
So now Breeze is probably going to just try to bait the Punisher inside the walls so that the tower and the fort inside can actually deal additional damage. But don't clump up. Okay, triple stun. That's normally not what you want to go for. And Kel'Thas capitalizes on it by damaging Shad here with a Flame Strike and a Living Bomb. But overall, this first Punisher still dies rather quickly.
Yeah,
So,
good defense here from Fnatic, but they fall behind on experience. Not having anybody at the bottom, Falstad definitely could use to fly there here to make sure he can soak properly. They're going to need to play catch-up. Last game, they fell behind early on, never really recovered.
Yeah, exactly. But, you know, it's not as bad as it used to be in the previous map. It's just half a level, approximately.
Well, so far.
Yeah, so far. So we're going to see what Fnatic comes up with once they hit level 7. And on the other hand, or on the other side, Virtus.Pro, they decided to go... By the way, take a look at Uther's build.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's the Holy Radiance build that deals a lot more damage and also replenishes his mana quite frequently. So really cool stuff to see here.
Since there is an Arthas plus a Muradin in the front lane to keep alive, I think he's going to want to aim to land this on both of them.
Yeah.
And just make sure he does a lot of healing here.
And as we mentioned in the draft phase, I mean, the enemy team in terms of Fnatic, they don't really have a lot of crowd control. Only the Mosh Pit coming in from ETC and maybe the Ancient Spear from Sonya, and that's about it. So no need to go cleanse.
Yeah, perfectly good point here. Virtus.Pro with level 8. I think it's just level 7 for Fnatic. BKB trying to clear that siege camp at the bottom.
Yeah.
Fnatic had done a pretty good job of, I guess, being patient and playing catch-up, not really committing to a fight just yet. But with the next map objectives here coming up in a second, they might be forced to go into more of a fight, and the Shrine is going to activate. It's going to be the bottom one this time.
Yeah. So really interesting because the bottom Shrine always means that the Bruiser Camps can actually reign supreme and deal a lot of damage on those lanes because the Shaman is just continually going to respawn new doggies, and that is of course very annoying to deal with. And
Quacknix was going to fly down there, but he chose to stay top instead. They might just try to soak a little bit. Oh no, okay, he was delaying his flight, but there is the Parrot.
Of course, Virtus.Pro, they have a lot of AoE damage. Kel'Thas alone is so great to clear all these skeletal defenders. And, I mean, it probably would have been a thing for Falstad to soak a little bit more to catch up in XP. But then again, if they lose that Punisher just like that, they're going to be behind more than they used to be before.
25 to 12 right now at the top. We've got a little bit of pushing happening.
That can actually be quite important here. The Bruiser Camp may be dealing a lot of damage to that fort, enabling Fnatic then to get a lot more XP to close in the distance here.
Yeah, and they're
but
gonna need
there
that.
we go. That is a first engagement.
Level 10 is closing in much faster right now for Virtus.Pro. Fnatic need to have something happen in their favor.
Yeah.
The top keeps still taking damage, I think.
I mean, it's quote-unquote just a Mortar Punisher, considered to be one of the weaker ones, especially compared to the Arcane one.
Oh, yeah.
And take a look at that. The Mercenary Camp and the False Side Flight was enough to actually close in the distance. There we go. Heroics also available for Fnatic now.
Yeah, Fnatic somehow killed the False before their opponent.
Yeah, really good.
So even though that bottom one, I'm pretty sure is going to go down, that's definitely something that they did right.
Yeah, and look at that 7-sided strike coming in here against the very beefy frontline that is Muradin and Arthas.
Yeah.
And Arthas, you know, is one of those heroes that can actually, or has a hard time running away. Unlike Muradin, who has a Dwarf Toss, or even something like an ETC with a Power Slide, Arthas just can't run away that well from a 7-sided strike.
And it's not going to be Sindragosa for the Arthas, but Army of the Dead rather, so...
Yeah.
Other than that, I guess everything looks fairly normal. You know, Mosh Pit, Force Wall, Mighty Gust, Wrath of the Berserker for the Sonya here.
And
Sonya last game really didn't meet any success.
Indeed, and look at
this time around.
Look at
She wants to do better.
BKB. He shows no fear. Good Howling Blast, locking down Breeze, but just as nice of a Mighty Gust here to de-escalate the situation just a little bit.
And
So,
Fnatic are all caught up now in experience.
I mean, from now on, it's basically
they're gonna
even
go for the
game
fight.
again. Are they trying to flank here? That is the question. Or
They
do
wanted to make sure that Fort doesn't go down unpunished.
Exactly. They're just going to wait for the Phoenix to expire, so that's one heroic down, although it has a short cooldown. The Force Wall coming in to block the entrance for now. Sonya getting focused, but still strong support behind her, and this might be a good position. The Divine Shield was popped here, but now Shad is once again surrounded by multiple enemies. BKB taking damage, another Force Wall. Muradin just hops over it, and there we go. Once again, no real commitment.
Yeah.
Both teams just soaking up these heroic abilities and be done with it.
Just going to be disengaging completely here. Can you believe it's only one single takedown here?
Yeah.
Almost minute dead.
These teams, man, they don't really go all in, do they? I mean, they're playing so carefully, and that's not a bad thing at all. I mean, on this level, every tiny little mistake can actually be the difference of loss or victory here. Power of Dream, ever so mobile as that Muradin. So nice, but who's gonna capture this Mercenary Camp? Force Wall separating the Virtus.Pro team here a little bit. The Mercenaries are still fighting though. Nobody has captured it yet, but looks like Virtus.Pro, they're going to retreat for now because...
The positioning was very awkward here for Virtus.Pro. They had to pull back, I think, or they would have been taking a very disadvantageous fight here in this tiny
And also, look at all the cooldowns on the Heroics, right? They don't have what it takes to be in a good position to take that team fight here.
Look at the Pyra at the top. He activates the Shrine all by himself to start doing all the work.
I like it quite a bit. And this one, Todd, man, this is going to be an Arcane Punisher. So this is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. It's time. Very important fight here is about to take place. Virtus.Pro still ahead on experience, but not quite level 13 just yet.
Yeah. The question is, are they going to soak a lot of XP here? Or
they should take it slow. Just kind of soak the top lane, make sure they get 13, and then try to go for a proper engagement.
Exactly.
We've got Mighty Gust available, but they're actually missing a few heroics up until now. They're all coming back now.
Power of Dream, not tanky. Actually tanky enough here. Okay, Phoenix not hitting anything right now except for a little Guardian over there.
Is it Hyperion time?
Yeah. So 16 to 8 Guardians down. 7-sided strike coming in. Karazim hitting a lot of people, but you know, the Divine Shield preventing anything worse here for Virtus.Pro.
Look at the Hyperion. They just jump away from it. Like, wrong direction, mate.
Matt Horner, where are you going? Really cool. But yeah, I think that's actually a big bummer for Virtus.Pro because Force Wall still available.
He's already low.
Oh, Muradin, does he have a Dwarf Toss though? Look at these Force Wall. And that
and Uther gets taken out pretty much immediately thanks to the Force Wall. Power of Dream already very low on the Muradin. He's going to have to pull back. And Fnatic, even though they're going to get level 13 later, they win a very important, technically, they got a very important takedown. And we can say they win the fight and they get the Arcane Punisher, which is also important.
Yeah, and it really shows, Todd, something we mentioned during game one. Sometimes you can actually take a fight even while being down a talent. I mean, of course, the heroics were on cooldown here for Virtus.Pro, but still, it is a great sign of confidence for Fnatic to take such a fight and to dominate it.
Definitely regain some good momentum themselves here. They're going to be heading straight for this keep, trying to take it out. The Arcane Punisher, you can always rely on him. He's going to be doing a lot of damage.
Wow.
Is it going to be enough, though?
I could hear Breeze shout all the way till the desk here. They wanted to, you know, follow up on a target being chosen by the Arcane Punisher.
Oh my God, the Cactus! Run away! Not again.
So, yeah.
The keep took a little bit of damage, and they're going to just steal the camp there. Fnatic almost all caught up here in experience.
Yeah,
only one takedown to one still.
What a close game. ETC is having none of it. He says, this mercenary camp is mine, buddy. And Virtus.Pro going very low on the Muradin here. Once again, Power of Dreams, although he's one tanky little beast, he can't go in like that forever.
Fnatic definitely did a good job of staying focused here when it wasn't necessarily going all that well for them.
Yeah.
Did what they had to. And now they find themselves in a position where it's all equal once again.
Every mistake could be the last and decisive one from now on, as we're getting closer to the later stages of the game here. But both teams are playing very well coordinated right now, not taking any unnecessary risks. But I gotta say, Fnatic is looking very confident. The way the Force Walls have actually denied Virtus.Pro from unleashing their whole comp, really, really well done. And I think the 16 talents are going to be very interesting to see, because they could actually be enough to swing this game around in whatever or whoever's favor.
Of course, Prescience was picked here on level 13.
Yeah.
For the Tassadar are going to help him a lot in staying alive in case it gets dicey here for him. Shrink Ray on the Uther on level 13.
Okay.
Definitely seems to have become the standard here, no matter what.
Especially, I mean, against the Sonya. If the enemy team doesn't have the option to actually cleanse the Shrink Ray,
make her feel small.
So a really nice choice here, I agree. Karazim usually not that kind of support that goes for cleanse, because Echo of Heaven is just too powerful to ignore. So yeah, good times for Shrink Ray.
All right, one takedown to one takedown, the same experience. It's time we split those teams apart here. We find some kind of difference. We find out who's better. And it's going to be with this fight here potentially to take place at the Shrine.
You know what? The Shrine is usually a very good moment for teams to clash their heads together. So here we go. This time it's going to be a Frozen Punisher, by the way. Power of Dream. You know, I think he's getting used to taking the beating here in the beginning of the fight there. Uther still has his Divine Shield ready, though. I don't think he wants to use it that early on in a team fight. Now Sonya trying to go for the flank here. Shad is bringing himself into position. Let's take a look at the Sonya. Wrath of the Berserker is actually active. They chose Arthas as their target. A lot of damage coming in here from the 7-sided strike as well. Now the Hyperion is making a counter move, and also the bombs by Kel'Thas. Yeah, exactly, Todd.
It's getting really scary here at this stage of the game. They're going to try to heal up a little bit here. Will Fnatic, they're not level 16 just yet. Quacknix got gravity ups. Howling Blast lands, but there's no follow-up here just yet. He's going to be getting out of there, even though the bomb is going to do a little bit more damage here to him, and it's going to be a Frozen Punisher here for Virtus.Pro, a very important one. No takedown, though. Still just one single takedown to one. Nobody wants to die.
I mean, those chain bombs were the decisive factor in these team fights, or in this long team fight. I mean, the amount of damage that Falstad took forced him to fly away, and without him, I think Fnatic could not hold it any longer. Also, you mentioned it, Todd, they're still not 16. So they have to hold on a little bit longer. The Frozen Punisher doing a lot of work. Now getting focus fired here, though, by Fnatic. And the Mighty Gust, not enough for now to keep Virtus.Pro at bay forever. They are on a roll here, and they want to make that keep happen here with their big buddy, the Frozen Punisher, stunning two people once more. And you know, these Frozen Blasts, they're a great zoning tool, freezing people, forcing them to retreat even more. Hyperion still not available, and I think without it, they don't have enough siege damage to make this push a really good one.
Yeah, Fnatic was trying to engage here for a second. Quacknix, dodges the Howling Blast barely. That was really tricky here.
Yeah. And now Virtus.Pro,
they want to engage. They are about to have every single one of their heroics, and there is a few missing from Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, all heroics, almost all heroics are still on cooldown. And on the other hand, Fnatic, they are hungry now. They want the payback. Falstad using the hammering, not hitting anyone though. There we go. Power of Dream once again getting knocked back by the Fellsmelt. A huge fan-sized strike. But where's the former mosh pit exactly, Todd? Where is it?
It's never there. That's where it is. Quacknix gets caught. Gonna be able to barrel out of there. And now yet another Hyperion is used. They're getting chased.
Don't
There is a
spread
bunch
the
of bombs.
bomb. Here we go. Mosh pit, we're still waiting for it. When is the counter actually
turn
going
around
to
or
take
not?
place? No, Virtus.Pro not clumped enough. Actually doing a really good job of sending Power of Dreams in the front line to keep ETC busy.
Things are gonna stabilize. Still one single takedown to one, so...
This is insane.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen a match today, or a series today, where both teams are so equal in terms of playstyle almost, and also in terms of skill, because these games are just nuts, incredibly tense.
Kael'thas and Falstad on each side leading the damage scoreboards quite nicely as well. Karazim, 52k healing, 44 for Uther.
And I think they could have, I was going to say that maybe a one-man mosh pit here in the Murden would have been great, but of course, as you can see, Divine Shield would have been there.
Fnatic will get first to that top position, and this could be very important. I think actually that Kael'thas is not that high on mana.
Yeah.
So this could come in very handy here for Fnatic if the fight lasts for a very long time. He's got a decent pull, though. I'm guessing he has a really huge pull.
50% mana on Kael'thas is indeed not where you want to be for an objective fight, but it should be sufficient to actually
if the fight lasts for a very long time, he might run out, and this could be a deciding factor. But a lot of the time, it doesn't really come into play, so we'll see. It's actually regenerating pretty quickly as well.
Fnatic, they're actually letting Virtus.Pro take the first shot here at the Guardians, because Quacknix is still not with them yet.
He's gonna fly in. There is actually two camps pushing in the middle right now and bottom for Virtus.Pro. So the more time they can buy, the better it's gonna be for them. BKB gets caught.
Oh, the 7-side strike was used a little bit too early. Maybe should have waited until the Divine Shield was run out. This way it only hit Murden and a couple of other targets, but not Arthas, who was going low already. Now Smexy positioning himself very well in the middle of his team to get as many targets with his Breath of Heaven as possible. And this is just like a static fight. None of these teams are actually taking any casualties, Todd.
Yeah, BKB on Arthas was always zoning out Falstad the whole time. Power of Dream getting caught a little bit here. He's gonna draft us out of there. Force Wall not gonna do that much.
Oh, the Holding Blast didn't connect there.
Shad is trying to make it out with Sonya. It might be time to pull back here for Fnatic. They're running out of hit points and they're running out of time. Even Breeze here taking quite a bit of damage.
Quacknix taking so much damage from the hammering and the basic attacks. Oh, beautiful gust here. That is amazing. That is exactly what they need. Now the follow-up with another 7-side strike. You can hear Breeze shouting like a madman. It is incredible. And Andy Landy now, although he popped the arcane barrier, is still gonna fall. That's what they needed. Great patience. Incredible play by Fnatic.
We're in such a giant hall, but I feel like everybody can hear Breeze screaming right now in there. He was going crazy, and that was probably the only way they could win that fight here. Fnatic, they didn't have too many hit points. They were running out of mana. Logically, they should have just pulled back. They saw an opportunity. They seized it. Go for the Mighty Gust and then the Mosh Pit, and they get a massive team wipe and a fight win here.
It's just shredding this keep to pieces. And all the way, there's the Punisher coming eventually, because Virtus.Pro only has 37 skeletal Guardians, and Fnatic has all the time in the world to finish this one. So I like the priorities here, getting the keep as a sure objective, and now they can still move on to the Shrine. They're probably going to want to regenerate mana as well. Breeze trying to go back here. It's very important to be in a good shape when you push with the Arcane Punisher. And with slowly punching
and kicking that one minion there.
Clearing multiple enemies at the same time as a Karazim is just the worst feeling in the world. Oh, man. And now we have the Storm Tier talents for Fnatic, and all of a sudden this game...
They're going to try to backdoor here. Virtus.Pro setting up at the bottom to try and go for that keep, and then go straight for the opponent's score. I think they know that they can't defend back at home. So they're going to go for the race here, and they're going to get there a little bit faster. Is it going to be enough?
Fnatic, they're split. Sonya, they're still pushing in, and nobody defending Falstad using the Mighty Gust. Push them away, Flippy. Here we go. Nice, and now it's going to be a core race. He actually took the improved wind tunnel here to keep them at bay for a little bit longer. 60%, 50%. Who's going to be faster? The Arcane Punisher is just too much. GG for Fnatic. What a sick ending here, Todd. I can't believe it.
Looking so pumped here, and they should be, because they were in so much trouble, in particular at the top Shrine here, where it wasn't looking good for them. They turned it around with some great fighting.
Wow.
That was the craziest game that we've had here so far.
I'm actually feeling quite happy that we had the chance to cast this beautiful jewel of a game, and it was amazing. Fnatic, their hearts must be beating like crazy right now. Really good games here overall. What a tense battle, and it really shows that Virtus.Pro cannot be left out when thinking about strong teams here at this tournament.
You should never count these guys out, and it applies to both teams, because I was really counting out Fnatic at this stage of the game. You know, this top, I felt like this top shrine was going to be won by Virtus.Pro no matter what. That wombo, man. Wow.
They could have never defended against an Arcane Punisher and the onslaught from Fnatic, so they made the right call. It's just a little bit sad that it wasn't enough, but the Arcane Punisher, once again, a little bit too strong.
How does Breeze still have a voice? After screaming like this. He's like a Kyle Irish times 10, I feel. Screaming so loud.
Yeah. So we've heard from Nazira that she's ready to talk to some of the victors here from Fnatic. So let's give it away, Nazira.
Well, I'm here with Quacknings, and well done. What a game. That end was amazing. Well, and I want to know, in the first game, well, your role in Falstad is a very, very popular hero in the EU. But what do you think Falstad makes it so popular?
Well, the new build that you can go with the scaling and the seasoned marksman is really really strong. And the Gust has 40-second CD, and you can use it in so many different ways, and it's a big playmake mechanic, because you cannot, as I said, you can use it in so many different ways. You can disengage with it, you can split team fights, you can go behind them and Gust them into your team, and as I did in the last fight there, I Gust them all into a corner and we got 4-man mosh pit. So yeah, the whole kit is so strong with the outplate damage that you can put out.
Well, we saw that. So, and what do you expect of the game that you will play against Liquid?
We want revenge, so...
Okay, well, that's going to be exciting. So, back to you, Kalaris.
All right, I think play of the tournament for me so far was that hands down Mighty Gust into that mosh location. That was fantastic. And then end of the tournament.
Play of the week by Kendrick Fish.
Epic play of the week.
I'm going to put that into my news video all day, every day. And not only that, but he also flew back, and with the wind tunnel was actually quite significant to keep Virtus.Pro at bay.
That could have been game, actually, if he hadn't done that.
It was so cool, the range of emotions I was going through. It's like, oh yeah, it's usually epic mounts, but now he'll take Nexus Frenzy because of the core. And then I was thinking, like, what if it's a trade? He needs wind tunnel, but probably already picked something else.
You know what's funny? Virtus.Pro, they probably had hope when they went for it. So they were like, we're on the core faster.
Yeah,
and then as they were getting pushed back, they were like, no!
That was a slow motion moment.
Yeah.
Literally for them.
You see like your entire life flash right before you.
And the funny thing is, with like 27% on core, Mighty Gust alone would not have been enough.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's crazy to think that it was one takedown to one takedown for the longest time, and then eventually, with the entire team wipe at the top, it was 6 takedowns to 1, and that's how it ended.
In the end, I say play of the tournament so far, the Mighty Gust into Mosh Pit, but I think even Wind Tunnel being taken in that moment.
It was 2 plays of the tournament.
Yes. Brilliant, brilliant stuff there. Really fantastic stuff. We can look at actually...
We did slow motion, I feel like.
They only need 3 more skeletons.
Look at that.
He was screaming so loud too.
Mosh Pit, 7-sided strike.
And Shad was even blocking any kind of storm ball from Power of Dream as well, if he had tried to interrupt it himself.
I was going to say, Power of Dream's saddest Muradin there ever.
And Andy was left behind in midline.
He just wanted 3 more skeletons.
Beautiful stuff. And then obviously, as I said, the wind tunnel at the end, really causing them huge, huge problems there.
It was so dramatic. Like, all 5 of them trying to go through it. Like, maybe it's not 6 waves this time. It's just so funny.
helpless, man.
Yeah.
Just imagine you have to make these decisions within milliseconds, right?
Exactly.
Everybody's shouting. You heard Breeze even till the desk here. And I don't even want to know what's going on in the heads of these players when they have to do such important decisions. Even as a caster, it was hard to follow.
In the end, I mean, looking at that series, kind of taking a step away from the craziness of the last moments there, like a huge kudos to both teams. Not only Fnatic, who we were praising going in, but also Virtus.Pro for going toe-to-toe with them with such fantastic games.
They didn't give up until the very end.
It was a great shot call.
When I first saw them set up for the backdoor like this, I was like, so foolish attempt. They're not even going to get close. But then I was taking a close look. They got there faster.
Yeah.
And it was actually looking pretty good up until the point They got flown around.
I mean, one part of that, of course, is Fnatic were playing it slowly, like sticking with their Punisher. It was walking
could have
slowly.
backfired.
Yes, could have definitely. I didn't know if they were actually basing. I thought maybe Tassadar was up towards the top, but that's not the case. But obviously, Falstad doing what he did best.
It's so cool because like if Falstad flew to the core and he used Nexus Frenzy to attack it, they would have had more damage there.
Yeah.
But actually his value at home was way higher.
Because it denied 5.
Yes, it was the only heroic choice for level 20, and it was the only way to play it.
Yeah.
Considering how it was going, it was just so perfect. So
You know, I wasn't installed yet on Mighty Ghost, but I think now I am.
After that one, 2 fantastic plays there by Falstad, moving them on into the winners final here for Group B. We're actually going to go to our losers match next after the break, but don't forget to check out the Score eSports app on your phone with all the news that's going down. I'm sure they're probably going to cover this game, that's for sure, here as we continue on throughout the tournament today and tomorrow. For now, though, we're going to go to a short break, and when we're back, we'll find out who's going to be eliminated here from Group B.